Oh, we got some more visitors. Let's see it. All right, got my tools.
I think especially with Pawpaw, it's necessary because there's so little commercial interest.
So far. But yeah, it's true. I think there's a fervor though online. Like, tell me how you got how did you get the fever?
Well, I forget how I stumbled across it, but I'm like, oh, this is a fruit I've never heard of that grows here. And just from like the descriptions, the picture, like this looks like it'd be really tasty. Like I'd love to check this out.
Okay.
And then,
do you remember where you first heard about it?
Nah.
Okay.
And then it was taking residence in my mind. I'm like, all right, this I need to make this happen.
Taking residency in my mind. I like that.
So I ordered 4 trees from Burnt Ridge Nursery in Washington. And
cheesecake for you guys here.
2 of them, I think 2 of them survived, and those are 2 out of the 3 that I have.
Okay.
And then it became like a waiting game, and so I started looking where can I find fruit. Because I was telling myself this whole time, like, hopefully you like the fruit.
Yes.
And so
have you still not had any?
Oh, I've had a bit.
Okay.
So I discovered Oriana, and I was talking to her, and then I went out to her farmer's market, got some of her fruit, and loved it. Whoa. Wow.
Okay. So yeah, I've met Oriana. She was down at the KYSU, or it's KSU, but I always say KYSU. I don't know why. Well, that's what their website is. But anyway, she was down there for the 2016 conference, which was really cool to see. And that's actually where I met a lot of like the Pawpaw players, if you will. There's a pretty small cast of like significant growers, I guess, you know, and people that also are like a festival contingent that come out every year. So like you see a lot of the same faces annually if you go to the same events over and over again, and it's all people from different parts of the country. Okay, he's saying mild for BG. Daniel, you said something about BG.
Cantaloupe, but I still think it's kind of loud. This one, candy loud.
Now, is that more smell? Like, I'm gonna do like a smell and a taste, just notes here. So, you said kind of mild, right?
Mild, like in a good way. Like
yeah.
Mild, not bland.
Yes, that's a good point.
But
okay,
like pleasantly mild.
Daniel, what was it you were saying about the cantaloupe? Is that the smell or the taste?
Smell, yeah.
Oops. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what I think. Probably spelled the cantaloupe wrong. Maybe I smelled it wrong too. There's something to it. Slight muskiness. Actually, this reminds me a lot of the scent of May apples, personally, which is kind of a niche one that most people probably wouldn't think of.
That's one of those that I've been trying to get my hands on.
I've got them in the yard. I got some good ones. I agree very much so. Mild, but not bland. Like, it's flavorful, but it's light.
Yeah.
It's not rich in a lot of the way that other ones are.
Fruity.
Fruity. I think juicy fruit is. They talk about juicy fruit gum. I feel like this has that going on a lot.
I'm trying to nail the smell. It's just tropical.
Not a hint of bitterness on this one either, really, right? Am I wrong on that?
You are correct. It's like the other thing I noticed right away, like there's no aftertaste.
This pulp is so soft you can like suck it through your teeth, and there's hardly a membrane. I mean,
We ate the whole thing.
fuck yeah. Well, I've got a little bit left. There's a little bit left, enough to sample, but I'll just go with my gut impression. I'm just gonna give it a 9. That's really good.
So
and you can just write your score next to the name on the plate. Oh, I stole your pen, I think. Here you go.
So 10 would be the best?
Yeah. 10's the best you ever had. 1's the worst. Or 0. I guess you can award one a 0 if you really want. I don't think you're going to get any zeros in this batch. I really don't. But, you know, like I said, don't let me influence your opinion.
Technically, I would say 7, but that's like 7 is good. It's like a really like if I was introducing someone to Pawpaws, this like it's very like clean, inoffensive. There's nothing too strong.
Yeah, but it's not so bland that it's flabby either.
Yeah, it's
okay.
So,
Daniel, you want to give a score?
I'm gonna go 9.5.
Okay. And then we can always come back and I do have, well, I don't know if I have more of that one in particular cut up because I kind of mixed them together, but I can cut up another one of those if we need to. But all right, so let's taste TG and just remember to leave some behind, unlike my dum self. Much different.
Ooh, custardy. Stronger flavor.
Now, normally I was having people on these taste tests too. I tried to get a seed in everyone so that you really consider the seed bite first, because I tend to like get the seed clean.
I like this more because it's
really okay.
Because it's like doing something.
Mm-hmm. This definitely, to me, is much richer, slicker, and like tongue coating.
Yeah.
Like it's like got a fat content to it.
Mealy, kind of.
The seed coating definitely leans to that, like, for me, sweet potato and kind of melon way. And there's kind of a weird bitterness afterwards.
It lingers.
It does.
I wouldn't quite call it an aftertaste, but
A little bitter, maybe.
This is not. Okay, so I gotta review this here. Hold on for a second.
That's a 7. I'd say this is probably a 6.
Daniel, did you have a taste comment on BG that I missed?
Yeah, candy, like Jolly Ranchers, and maybe a slight kiwi taste to it.
Okay, that's
Sour, like a little sourness there.
Okay, so moving on to TG, smell-wise, I didn't really smell that one. Oh, it's got a distinct smell. And it's unfortunate I've got a fire going in the back, so we get this smoky thing. But there's
Hair.
I think that's fair. It's definitely fruity, whatever it is.
It's got maybe a hint of a fermented. It's actually one thing
God, it's so familiar and I can't place it.
Yeah, so I feel with the smell of BG, like I know that smell, I just couldn't tell you what it's called. I also bake
Almost floral.
I bake sourdough.
Okay.
And I feel like the smell of Pawpaw reminds me of the fermented smell of the sourdough.
The flowers will in particular, I feel
There's
like.
some overlap.
Yeah. And there's some funk that's in, because the flowers have like this sweet yeasty thing going on. And, okay, so as far as aromas on that one go, I say pear, floral, fruity, mystery, because I can't quite place it. Maybe I will eventually come back to it, but taste-wise, what do you guys think? I was saying something along the lines of like sweet potato melon. Very rich and high fat taste. Tongue coat.
Yeah, the more I think about it, yeah, now I'm getting like the sweet potato. I prefer the BG over the TG.
Yeah, I do too. I'm gonna give it like a honestly, like a 6.5. Seems harsh, but like I don't like the sweet potato taste. That's not what I'm going for when it comes to what I'm after in the flavor. Do you guys have a score on that one?
Well, I gave BG a 7,
Yeah.
TG a 6.
Okay.
TG is 6 for me as well.
Okay. All right. PC 6.
It's a smell that's really hard to pin down.
Yeah, this one's it's again very different.
And it's not inviting like the other two.
Caramel corn. Somebody said caramel corn the other day about a certain like notes, and it's got the butter, it's got the caramel, and it's got some like starchy thing going on as well. Like I that's what I'm really getting personally, but not necessarily describing this
I
one.
like this flavor.
Okay.
It seems to have an aftertaste, but the flavor.
Oh. Yeah.
The flavor's so good that like I'm forgiving the aftertaste.
I'm not really getting the aftertaste. I got the aftertaste more on the last one than this one. This is nice.
Yeah, this has some really. Yeah, this definitely has an aftertaste, but the flavor's really good.
Again, really rich and buttery. This one's got that really buttery thing going on, I think.
This, to me, tastes like the really good wild ones.
Okay.
That full, like, center flavor is there. It's interesting, like this might be my favorite so far, only because it's so... There's a fullness to the flavor.
I'm getting your end note now that you say it, like it took a while to arrive, but there is kind of like but we've tasted a bunch now and we're not like rinsing in between, so maybe there is that to it. Like they do kind of coat your tongue after a while with sort of that like slight astringency, but it's not bad. I kind of like how it lingers sometimes. Sometimes they end on a nice note that like will stick with you for a while. You give this one like what do you guys give it? Daniel, what's your score for this guy? Or give me some smell notes and taste notes too.
I'd say it's an 8.
Okay.
I'd give it an 8, but I would expect that like it would be polarized, and like a lot of people wouldn't necessarily like it. So
That's fair.
I'd say it's like a good one for Pawpaw fans, but for newbies
novice.
it might be
Yeah.
too much.
I think that's fair criticism, but I don't care. I want the people that like Pawpaws. I don't care about the newbies so much. Any taste notes, Daniel? Smell notes? You were gonna say?
I'd say this to me tastes like a wild one.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
taste
taste
wild
like
one.
a cultivated
almost
one.
gassy a little bit.
Okay, a little gassy. Yeah, there is like an odd end note.
Sometimes pretty can do that. A little gassy.
Yeah, that one has like a starchy vitamin thing kind of going on if it's underripe, which, I mean, again, ripeness is really an issue.
Oatmeal maybe.
This one? I could see that because of the like butteriness. Okay, scent. Any notes on the scent?
It's pretty mild.
Mild.
It's not like biting me in any way.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not like in your face necessarily.
I read a lot of tasting notes on growing fruit about different, and like one of the things they always say about the American persimmons is once you start eating a bunch of them, they all blend together after a while.
I still think these have some distinct notes, and I don't know. I don't even know what to think about persimmons yet. I'm still like I'm so behind the times on persimmons.
No, these are all
Okay,
clearly
this one.
distinct.
What am I getting off this? Did you say grape? Is it grape?
Yeah, some of these do smell like kind of grape on the onset.
There's definitely like a familiar fruit aroma, but I'm not
Maybe.
picking it up. Maybe grape?
Green grape.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the smell of this one. smells like you're walking into the produce aisle, and you know, like, good fruit's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mystery fruit. Mm. That's interesting. This doesn't taste anything like I remember tasting last year, which is so bizarre to me.
Taste itself. I don't like the finish.
No, it's not
that
great.
does finish.
It goes to that sweet potato again, I'd say.
Yeah. I'd give this a 5.
This might be one of those ones that you let it ripen a few days and it might be a totally different thing too, I feel like.
I'm also not the one to ask, because like every time my mother-in-law asks if you like it, I'm like, I like everything.
Yeah.
Like something has to be wretched for me not to. Like I don't think I've ever eaten a single piece of pizza I didn't like.
Yeah. I've had some like, okay, I'll finish
Like, yeah,
it.
there's
Yeah,
good
maybe I'll
ones
leave the
and-
crust sometimes.
Yeah, like there's bad ones and good ones, but I'll eat them all.
Yeah. Okay. Any other?
Yeah, this is probably the weakest one so far.
Although, like, I don't know, the finish kind of changed for me and went sweet again, so I'm not sure what to say.
Not to gain another
But it's
rain
still
on
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, you spit it out. It's not bitter. It's kind of mild, honestly.
Yeah, that's one of the milder ones. Getting a lot of starchiness,
Mhm.
which
That's what makes me think it's underripe.
affects, yeah. It's just kind of a non-assertive,
Yeah.
sort of starchy.
it. Mhm.
Okay, what was the score for that one, by the way, from you guys? You gave it a 5, is that right?
5.
Daniel?
I'm like 5, but kind of on the lower side of that.
Should be a 4.5.
Just not impressed.
Yeah. I'm sadly not really either, but I've had better ones from that, I feel like. But then again, like, last year that one didn't impress me, and now it sort of does, so I'm not sure what to make of it all. I'll leave that one behind. PC2 is not really doing it for me today. Bitter strings. But
It's lumpy.
yeah.
Tastes a little bit better than 3 though.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I think uneven ripening might be an issue with some of these too. I got more seed membrane than I did actual
I
pulp.
like the flavor notes you got. Like,
Okay, the pulp's way better than the seed membrane.
got like bubble gum going on.
Lit. Okay. Taste wise, not smell wise.
Taste.
Yeah, it's kind of got the juicy fruit thing a little
It's
bit.
yeah. It's
Which I don't know what that. There's probably some like tropical fruit that's trying to mimic. I didn't really smell this one. Again, it's got real similar smell to some of the other ones. It's sort of that like mystery fruity kind of appealing, maybe slight candy.
this is like one that I'd like to like just give to my wife. Like taste this, and she's like, "Wow, I didn't realize a fruit could taste like that."
Yeah.
Like that tastes like artificial, like
Mhm.
candy.
It does a lot of times, and I think a lot of those old artificial flavors were trying to mimic fruits that were maybe popular back in the day, but maybe have fallen out of favor. I'm not sure. I'm going on to PC4.
This one I'll give a little bit of starchiness in the finish of PC2. I'd give it an 8. That flavor's just very appealing.
Oh, you really like that one? Okay. I was not very bullish on that one. I think I might give it a 5 actually. What did I say for the last one? That one's getting like a 6, I think.
PC4 is pretty good. And
Yeah.
It's a very. The flavor comes through pretty cleanly.
What I'm liking a lot is the texture is silky, and it's got like a tongue coat, but it's like sweet and nice,
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's really nice.
Ooh, it's got like a. It's got like a fanciness to the mouthfeel.
Yeah, and it's not like a bitter like tongue curl. It's like a sweet, perfumey like coating, right? At least that's what I'm getting.
This might be the winner right here. It's a 9.
Boy, all right. Yeah, I think it might be between BG and that one for me.
Yeah, those are my two strongest.
I'm going to taste BG again, and I'm going to give one the higher score and one a slightly lower score.
So you said the seagull, like, do they taste different in different parts of the fruit?
Definitely.
Do you get like astringency after eating any of these? Like,
Oh yeah, I definitely
little
was
burn on
getting
your tongue or something?
yeah, something like that, but also like the sweet potato tongue curl, like that was prominent with like I think PC3 and PC2 to a lesser extent, and I'm not into that so much, like that kind of like real rich, and there's a certain starchy / like gritty texture.
I'm upgrading BG to an 8.
Okay.
That's real good.
Okay, so I'm gonna copy that down. 8. Are there any other? I'm not following my own
TG.
instructions. 6.
Nah, TG suffers by comparison. Kind of starchy, kind of muddled. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 6 for TG and re-rating. Six.
Man, I'm gonna give PC4 a 9.5. I think this one edged out BG, but just by a nose. It has like flavor that I don't. Okay, I see the gassy note you're talking about because it does have a little gassiness to it, but it's really perfumey and like it's a little caramely, it's a little buttery, it's got those things, but it's more candy than anything for me.
PC 6, 7 on the re-rating.
Okay. Did you change TG at all?
No, both.
Okay.
6.
Okay, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. PC 6, you're saying 6 or 7 for the re-rate?
7 on re-rating.
Okay, but you had 8 before, correct?
8 before.
Okay, and then you have 5 for PC3. Did you change your mind on that?
Nah, give
Leave
it a
it?
5 again.
Okay. PC2, 8. Any change?
Let's see. This is a really good one.
I gotta try PC2 again just to see if I'm missing something.
It's got, yeah, some of that artificial candy-like.
Okay, the seed coating was better on the last one that I just had.
Finish is not as good.
No, I agree.
Maybe give it a 7 on re-rating. Finally, PC4.
Oh, did you hear it?
Yep.
All right. I finally got it drop on camera, I think. We'll go see which one that is. Okay, I think I have my final answers locked in. I'm just going to go with my initial impressions. I think I ranked them well enough. Israel, give me your score for PC4.
9 on re-rating.
9. Okay, did you have an initial that was different?
No.
Okay, so 9 all day. You're
That's
good on
our
that?
winner.
Okay, Daniel, give me your PC2 and PC4 ratings if you had an initial and then like a different one at the end.
PC2 was 6 initial and then 5.
Okay, so it downgraded. PC4.
Went up 6.5 to up to 7.
Okay, so up to 7 from 6.5. I'll have our winners in just a moment, guys. I'm going to use the calculator. Oh wait. All right, we're going to have to add by hand. Like in the old days. Okay, 18.5 plus 8 is 26.5 for BG. 18.5 for TG. That's a little surprising, but not. It might not be TG. It might be a different variety that branch is, because that's not the one that won the contest last year. That's a different bundle, and it's way later than the one last year too. So maybe there's something to that. 15 and a half for PC3. I skipped one. And this is out of a total 30 that are possible. PC6 went down to a 7 from from Israel. So 14 and 8 is 22. PC2 down to a 5 from Daniel, down to a 7 from you. I'm sticking with 5, so that makes 17. Up to PC4 went up a little bit for you, Daniel. It's a 7. 9 from you, no change. So that's 16 plus an additional 9.5 makes 25.5. Okay, this is shaping up about kind of how I expected. We've got BG, I'm gonna edit that out. Got BG in first. We've got PC4 in second. Here's the surprise though. PC6, which is the fence sucker that's espaliered back there, putting out fruit for the first time, he's in a somewhat distant third, but that's still notable. BG is the one that I suspected would win and did, and PC4 has been getting good ratings this year, which it didn't previous years. So, good information, guys. Thank you.
All right.
And please enjoy. Oh, I've got seed bags for all these too. We can keep the correct seeds for if you wait just a moment. But if you'd like all those seeds, you just take them. I'm not that hung up on. I've got plenty from each parent, you know. And if there's an individual out there that does something good. Oh, and we got to go check on. Let's go check on the one that fell. Let's see what we got now. This sounded like a VP3 because it was kind of heavy sound. Ah! Oh wait, no, there it is. There it is. The light fell down too, and I thought that was what it was. The motion light. Some squirrel probably knocked that down, but there's the pawpaw right there. Not a bad one. It's got the squirrel ding on it, but I don't think that really affects it. They chomp them when they're hard, but it just kind of scabs over. So I'll eat that. I don't know if I would serve it to a guest, but not too shabby.
The designations are of my serial numbers for these trees. The designation.
All right, we have a special experiment here, an experiment, if you will. Emphasis on the beer. Got us a Pawpaw, pitcher of Byers on tap here at Stanley's, and we're going to get us a pizza. And does Pawpaw go on pizza? The world needs to know. Yeah. For science. Science. Oh yeah. Lovely. Soon our delicious greasy pie arrived. Half pepperoni jalapeno, half bacon giardiniera. I preferred the Pawpaw on the bacon giardiniera half of the pizza, surprisingly, but the cool, creamy texture of the pulp was a bit like having ice cream on pizza, which was a tad disconcerting. Jamie found the bubblegummy flavor of the Pawpaw a tad reminiscent of shampoo. Yummy. Danny.
You'll have to give me your word that this is just between you and me.
All right.
Repeat after me. I'm Ace Montana.
I'm Ace Montana.
Do solemnly swear
So swear
that I will never tell anyone
that I will never tell anyone
what I'm about to see.
what I'm about to see.
What I'm about to see.
What I'm about to see. Wow.
I call this the hot dog tree. Because, well, it's a hot dog tree. See that space right there, Mace? That's where my Nobel Prize is gonna go.
I've never seen anything like it. You got ideas in here that nobody's ever had before, Pee-wee. Really big ideas.
The Pawpaws were dropping readily during Big Top Pee-wee, and I set up the time-lapse camera in hopes to catch one drop. The trees had been showing off for the guests, but sadly, they did not show off for the camera this time around. We were rapidly approaching peak drop, and Pawpaw fever was beginning to take hold. Eventually, the movie ended, and Jamie said her goodbyes, but I could feel the effects of the Pawpaws beginning to kick in. The effects were compounded by all the beer and pizza, as well as the sweet scent of Pawpaws wafting from the porch. Coupled with excitement and jet lag, my vision began to billow, and suddenly, Pawpaw fever began to take hold. I had been traveling for nearly a month straight through parts of the country where no Pawpaws were to be found, and now here I was in my own backyard where they were dropping like crazy. I had become the brew link between friends. A Pawpaw fairy delivering tiny Pawpaws to the hands of the uninitiated, or to those who had not had one since they were but a child. Delivering a message so old that it was new again. Spreading the word of James A. Little that wild Pawpaws are plenty good, and those that are cultivated are even better, and that we should all be eating them at that perfect time of year when summer turns to fall. Friends from far and wide, old and new, flocked to my backyard for this brief and magical time of year, and I was feeling very blessed for it. Well, I guess the possum gets one. Damn it. As people have said, the possums like to take one bite and then leave them. Last night's drops. Missed this one. What do you say?